Welcome to Krispen's Kitchen. You know, it's a fun time of year where I like to share the secrets and the recipes of the old Krispen household. So here's my favorite Aunt Edith's cookies, which are sure to be a success at your Christmas party. For starting off, just a little bit of flour here. It's a level 2 cups, of which you cannot fail with. There's 1, and just a little bit of 2, there we go. Now the next one, this is just a little bit strange, but a little bit of vegetable canola oil. Now measurements, don't worry about it, just a little bit of a splash is what she always used to say. Just a little love. Now the very important thing, don't forget the eggs. Now the eggs, made with love, just drop it right on in there, and the shells as well, because that's what gives it just a little bit of crunch that people love. As you know. Next up, here we go. A bit of a strange one, but one of my favorite ingredients, a little bit of grape jelly. Just a little dollop right there, just a little splash to give it a little bit something fun. Next up, now here's the oddity. Here's the strange one. Just a little dip full of chocolate right there, right on in there, and just mix her on up. Now the question often is why the eggshells? Well, that's because Grandma said to do it, and I have no idea why. I just follow the recipe, which technically isn't written down, but still good nonetheless. Not too shabby thus far. Now we're gonna go ahead and finish off with the rest of the items we have right now. One is the sugar. Again, the sugar's a very important part. You just go ahead and dump it on in there just a little bit. Not too much, not too little. Now, if it's getting just a little bit too hard, we like to take what one of our favorite Aunt Jemima's recipes was, just a little splash of mayo, and it's the kind that just gets you going in the morning when you're cooking the good old fashioned cookies that old Aunt Grandma Edith used to have. Now here's the strange one. This is one that when I saw it, I said to myself, this doesn't belong, but it does. Tartar sauce. Tartar sauce from Canada, just a little splashy blue, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, and 4. Don't forget one more for the elves, that was just a little splashy right there. Now the salt is a very important piece. Not only the salt of life, but the salt of cooking, just give it a little bit. One more for the elves, toss it in. And the last piece, couple pieces, pure almond extract. Just a little bit. Oh, that was probably a little bit too much, but we'll just dip that out and there's no problem there. That's good. That's a good little mix. All right, here we come on the last little bit. Now, this last 2 pieces. Ooh, that's almondy. That's good. Last little pieces. The tarragon leaves. Straight from the island of Tarragona. Now, we put this in there just as a little bit of a tribute to the elves from District 11. Always with you. Now finish up with the tarragon leaves and finishing out in our recipe of Aunt Grandma Edith's recipe of good old fashioned cookies. Red pepper. Just a splash. 1 for us, 1 for our friends, and 1 for the people you don't like. It's just a little bit spicy, but you love it. They keep on just mixing that up there. Oh, let's get a good little look there. There's the eggshells, and they crunch right on out as you mix it up. And the last piece we have that we haven't already mentioned, I don't think it's important anyway. I'm pretty sure that it was baking soda. Oh, there it is. A little bit of baking soda. Just a little bit in your hand. A couple of clumps. They're never the same size, but it really doesn't matter. Just crunch them up, smash them around in there. Get it all nice and off your hands. And now just give it a good old mix up. Now the last piece that's really important is the size and how the cookies actually go on the sheet. So as you follow me over here to our nice little pan, we'll just get our pan right over here. Now we're gonna mix this right on in, and it's the dollops that you've got to watch. Now the dollops are the very important size, about the size of a spoon, plus another size of the spoon, and take that portion in half, and then half that again. And then just fill that back up with a scoop. That's how we do that. Just put it right there, looking great. There's 1 little, 2 little, here comes 3. 3 little dollops, then 4, that's a good sized one. 1 more, and we just finish this out for the rest of it. By this point, you can really smell that extract, that almond extract. It's really doing the trick. Now, if you're concerned about the eggs and the shells, don't be, they cook out. Don't be concerned about it, just a little bit of crunch is really what we're going for. Last little dollop, there's 1, and come on in, 2 more. Now we're coming up on the last little bit. Just clean it up there, there it is. Well, I tell you what, we'll let you lick the bowl. Look at that. Does that not just look delicious? That's a good look there. That's what I'm talking about. Now, after this is all said and done, it's time to toss it on in the oven, and it's gonna be a real winner. Now we go ahead and like to turn the temperature on up to bake, and no less than 475. And the cook time for this is going to be no less than 70 minutes. Personally, me, I like to take it up to 550 for about 10 minutes. And then we just put her on in there in the oven, and off we go to the races. Before you know it, Aunt Grandma Edith's cookies are gonna be perfecto. And we'll meet you right back here when the oven is done in a mere 25 to 45 minutes. Now, the important part to remember when these cookies are done is that the coloring of them is perfect. I don't know what it is. Oh, looks like our cookies are finished and it's ready to taste the recipe. Now, like I said, the important part was the cooking out of the colors. And what I think you'll be shocked by is what happens when we open this oven. Here we are, Grandma's final recipes with the little Christmas trees on top. Honest to goodness, I have no idea how it happens, but every time I put them in and cook them, and they come out looking like little Christmas trees. Now, these are great for parties. Ooh, warm ones. Great for parties, get-togethers, and any little shindig you may be hosting. Well, even for the little ones who are running around shirtless in your house because you haven't put clothes on them like you should as a responsible father. But that's okay, because it tastes delicious and it's the heart and soul of Christmas. So, from us here at Krispen's Kitchen, we're glad to have you here. Merry Christmas, and for crying out loud, put clothing on your children. Off next time, friends. All right, darling, let's go.